Good morning, day 9. Forgot to take a video of my campsite with the tent still up, but I'll show you here where things were. So this is the trail down from the SHT to the campsite. I had my tent here, decent little flat spot, grassy bottom, room for another tent over there. Here's the fire pit and benches, and Rollins Creek. I presume it's Rollins Creek because the campsite is named East Rollins Creek. So nice little creek, good fresh water. Come around here. There's another space where you could probably find a decent tent spot. And back around. Not big, but I had it all to myself last night. Nice little place. Running a little bit slow this morning. It's almost 7 o'clock. Anxious to get on the trail and get some miles in. I'm walking along through the forest and I'm seeing what looks like a wall in front of me. I couldn't figure it out. I don't know how well you can see, but there's a bunch of scree and then a tall rock all the way up there. That's a feature I haven't seen on the PCT in the past. I'll guess that I'm going to be up high pretty soon. We'll see. I guess I won't be going up there. That is the Laveau Mountain Loop. The SHT cuts off here to the right, goes downhill, not uphill. I won't be taking that loop today, but for future reference, it could be I'm sure it's a stunning view from up there. But this trip is SHT, so off I go. Here's one part of Laveau Pond. Pretty area. No moose. Came across this sign and a gravel dirt road. Interesting. This is near Tofty, Minnesota. I'm at Springdale Creek. There's a campsite up the hill. Here is a bridge out. Looks like it was relatively high above the base of the creek. Hard to imagine this creek running too strong, even in the spring, to take a bridge out. But either that's what happened, or possibly this tree that's down, maybe it fell hard on the bridge and broke it. I don't know. But there goes the trail up the hill. Here's a spot for lunch. This is near the Ted Tofty Overlook, but it's slightly south of there. Can't imagine that that spur trail was going to be any better than this right here. I'll take a good break here, rest my feet, get some food, and re-energize for the afternoon. This is quite the section of trail. I'm going down right now, but the other side going up was very similar. There's a blaze painted on the rock. So you can believe that even though this is kind of crazy, it is the right way. We don't go all the way up there, but look at that. Cool. Sharing the trail with some locals. Off into the woods they go. Grouse? I'm not exactly sure, but I believe that's what that was. I spent a little time earlier today in the Temperance River State Park. The trail went through one corner of it and then back out. This is the first time I've seen, I'll say a river. I assume it's the Temperance River. I'll be going back into the park shortly, just another corner, and then the trail moves along. But I'll be getting some water. If I'm lucky, I'll find an outlet to plug into for a few minutes, and then on my way for the evening. The river has calmed down a lot by the time it gets here. Pretty bumpy inner tube ride though. Pardon my panting. I'm somewhere on an extended, long, steep uphill. I say somewhere, I haven't looked at the map to try and figure out how far I've come. I am way above where the Temperance River was just a short 20 minutes ago. Anyhow, I wanted to mark a milestone. I'll take a couple steps here. Just in the last quarter mile, my milestone is I passed 100 miles on trails so far. No more than 200 to go. Still a long ways from deciding how far into the town of Duluth I'll actually hike. So my trip will end somewhere between mile, I guess like 250 or 300, depending on how much into Duluth I go. But 100 miles is a good milestone regardless. I gotta go. This hill is gonna take all of my breath. Here's the first ladder I've seen on the SHT. And another river. I haven't looked to see which one this is yet. And a bridge. I hadn't even looked around the corner. Beautiful area here. I just looked it up. This is the Cross River. And the South Cross River campsite. Looks like a good place. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'll keep moving, but nice place. I'm stopping tonight at Friedenberg Creek. Listen carefully, you might be able to hear a little bit of water. Not like the rivers I've been walking along and taking bridges across earlier today. So, nice big campsite. There's a tent spot back there. I've got my tent, at least my pack. I will have my tent set up back here. So it's a little after 5 o'clock. I was getting a little concerned. One of the cons of being on a trail that has designated campsites instead of open camping wherever you can find a spot is that if you get somewhere and you think you're done for the day but it's full, that can be a challenge. The last site that I went past, there was somebody at. I wasn't planning on stopping there, but gave me a little bit of anxiety that as I'm getting further south, maybe these campsites will start to fill up instead of having them all to myself. Some people, well, so the rule is on the SHT, if there's an open tent pad, you're welcome to it. Nobody reserves or claims or owns any of these sites, but not everybody reads the rules. So I have been on other trails that have the same rules, but when you show up and they think they own the place, it becomes a little tense. So I'm happy that this one was available. There's more room here if anyone else shows up, but my experience has been it's getting late enough in the evening that probably nobody will, but we'll see. I'll get a good night's sleep tonight and be on my way tomorrow.